You got quick questions? Well, I think you've come to the right place. It's a question mark table. Okay, so the question mark table kicked me off, so I'm in front of these books. Instead, here to answer your dating and sex-related questions for this week. First of all, Devin Robertson wants to know about the transition from texting to talking. I was wondering if you had any advice on how to develop communication skills with a potential significant other when switching from text to talking in person and on the phone. I've started noticing that I can have great deep conversations with guys over text, but then can't break the awkward silence that comes with being together in person. Well, Devin, this is something that I have experienced as well, because really the transition, at least for me, from emoji to talking in person, even harder than from just texting. My go-to advice when it comes to awkward silences, getting over that hump with somebody else, especially if you have established a relationship via text or email or instant message, is to just flat out acknowledge it. Usually, at least studies have found, because there have been studies conducted on awkward silences, acknowledging the awkwardness is the fastest way to diffuse it. That puts you both on the same page and probably offers some relief to the other person as well that, oh God, yes, this is awkward. When it comes to talking too, sometimes practice makes perfect. Try to train yourself away from only talking via text, especially for those deep, intensive conversations. Next up, someone who would like to remain anonymous has a trickier question. This question, by the way, is on this very high-tech piece of paper, because this is a high-tech kind of show. How do I break up with somebody who still wants to be with me, but at the same time doesn't love me anymore? I know it sounds strange, but for some reason, I guess the person I'm with doesn't want to break up with me because he doesn't think I can handle it. How do I move on without him? Hard and fast truth of the matter is you move on without him by simply moving on without him. And it'll be tough, but it sounds like you're hurting yourself even more by not going ahead and moving on, by not ending the relationship. It kind of also sounds like he's pulling a little bit, at least, of an emotional fade out. That's even harder, at least in my experience, than just breaking up with someone when you know that the jig is up, because otherwise you're just prolonging the pain that you might have to process. I have a feeling that at some point in your life, you lived without this person as your boyfriend. And the fact of the matter is, you're strong enough to live in another part of your life without this person as your boyfriend. The sooner that you do that, the sooner that you are positioning yourself to be in a relationship in the future with someone who really does love and appreciate you the way that you want to be loved and appreciated. Now that we've dealt with matters of the telephone and the heart, let's move to matters of the loins, specifically the penis loins. Gerard wants to know, I don't know if this is a common thing, but my last girlfriend, who I was with for 2 years, and I never had sex. Not from lack of trying, though. We tried many times, we loved each other and felt comfortable and all that good stuff. Good so far, Gerard. But it wouldn't fit in. I've since had sex with a girl who wasn't a virgin, and everything went smoothly. Did my ex have a small vagina? Was I too big? Was it from stress? Does it just not work sometimes? It's really puzzling me, since I haven't had a problem with penetration with any girls since. Thanks to your question, I've learned about something called vaginal tenting. This is a really cool thing that the vagina does during sexual arousal to actually widen and enlarge it. And for that reason, not to burst your penis bubble, Gerard, your penis probably was not too big. Also considering the fact that you've had sex easily with other women since then. I have a feeling that since it was your first time trying, that even though you were in love and it was consensual and you had all of those wonderful things in place, it can simply sometimes take additional foreplay, trying different positions, even using additional lubrication to make it happen. I don't think there's anything abnormal or wrong with either of your bodies or necessarily how you were trying to go about it. We see sex happening in the movies, and even scenes where people are having sex for the first time in the movies, and they're like rock stars right off the bat with it, and that usually is not how our bodies, especially the female body, works. Thank you for asking the question, so I now know the phrase vaginal tenting and plan to use it at all awkward social functions from here on out. Now I want to know what your quick questions are. Leave them in the comments below. You can also message me privately if you want to keep it on the DL. You can also tweet me at Cristen Conger, and I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time. Look at, what is this weird wave? Here's a quick question. Why do I not know how to wave? I'm 30 years old. Should have gotten this down by now.